Forget everything you've been told about pitching your startup to investors, because it's not about flashy slides, buzzwords, or generic growth stories. Early-stage venture investors aren't impressed by just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're obsessed with signs that you'll dominate chaos, that you'll bend reality to your will. You're stuck trying to guess what they want, throwing everything at the wall and getting nothing back except silence or polite rejections. That frustration, it's like being invisible in a room full of people who hold your future in their hands. It sucks. But here's the brutal truth. If you want their money, you have to own the metrics that scream, "I am the one who will win." Not safe, not average, but relentless. Investors don't just want growth. They want the right kind of growth, the kind that fights the noise and breaks through. First, stop wasting breath on vanity metrics. Those shallow numbers like total downloads, likes, or registered users that might look good, but mean nothing deep down. Investors want to see engagement that leads to revenue. Not just users, but paying users who think what you built is worth every cent. The key here is unit economics. How much you spend to get each new customer versus how much that customer pays back over time. If your CAC, customer acquisition cost, is shooting through the roof and your LTV, lifetime value, is flat or declining, your startup's on a sinking ship nobody will board. This is non-negotiable. Know these numbers, control them, tighten that funnel like your future depends on it, because it does. Next, obsess over your growth rate. But not just any growth. Investors want to see accelerating growth, a cadence that proves you're not just lucky, but relentless. If your month-over-month growth is steady or flat, you're déjà vu in a sea of struggles. You need growth that's compounding, that doubles down, the kind that yells, "We're taking over." And stop hiding churn rates. They will see them anyway. Show how you crush churn, how you win back your customers, because every lost user is a crack in your armor. Then there's your modern runway and burn rate, RA, your oxygen. Slash your burn like it's your biggest enemy, because in the early days, if you waste cash, you drown before you breathe. Investors want founders who respect their fuel, not those who light cigars with it. Show every dollar counts and every step is calculated, surgical. If you can't prove you can survive longer than 6 months with your current cash, you're a ticking bomb. But here's the secret. No one shouts loud enough. Investors are addicted not just to numbers, but to stories those numbers tell. Your KPIs have to be a pulse, a narrative that wakes them up and shakes their guts. For example, if your product is B2B, show how deeply your clients rely on you, the percentage of your revenue coming from repeat customers versus one-time deals. That shows stickiness, trust, and validation. If you're B2C, prove how you turned a casual user into a fanatic. Don't just talk acquisition, talk retention like your life depends on it, because it does. Finally, don't just show data, show growth potential through leading indicators that most founders miss. These are insider gems like engagement depth, how often users come back, sales pipeline velocity, how fast leads turn into customers, or product usage intensity, how critical your solution becomes in everyday workflows. Drill these numbers into your pitch like a battle cry, or you'll drown in a sea of founders who only deliver lagging, old news data. This is war, not a game. Investors bet on founders who have their data, their story, and their mission locked and loaded. You need obsession with the right KPIs that prove your startup is the only beast in the room that can survive, grow, and shake the world. No compromises, no shortcuts. Own these metrics, tell their story with fire, and watch doors explode open where before there was only silence. This is the call for those who refuse the comfort of mediocrity, who see beyond borders, systems, and false freedoms. To those who dare to rewrite what's possible, knowing which KPIs matter is your first weapon. Wield it without mercy,